On the surface, the INFJ and INFP personalities appear very similar. INFP introversion, intuition, feeling, perception, and INFJ introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging are four-letter abbreviations under the 16 personality types identified by the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator (MBTI). These two introverted Myers-Briggs personality types are both creative, idealistic, and focused on helping others. But in other ways, they're practically opposites. In fact, they don't share any cognitive functions. Here are 4 ways that INFJs and INFPs think and act differently. And we are starting right now. Number 1. Analytical versus artistic. INFJs see the world mainly through the lens of their introverted intuition, which is a perceiving function. Perceiving functions are open and exploratory in nature. The opposite of a perceiving function is a judging function, which is all about reaching conclusions and implementing plans. Although INFJs are considered a judging personality, i.e. the J, at the end of their 4-letter initialism, they actually lead with a perceiving function. This perceiving function is introverted, so it's mostly hidden from others. Their second function, extraverted feeling, is a judging function that is expressed outwardly. INFPs are the opposite. They lead with a judging function, introverted feeling. Their second function, extraverted intuition, is a perceiving function that is expressed outwardly. As a result, INFJs appear more structured, rigid, and analytical, whereas INFPs appear more open, spontaneous, and artistic. That's because INFJs are extroverting their structured side, whereas INFPs are extroverting their open side. It also means that inwardly INFJs feel more artistic than they appear. INFPs, on the other hand, inwardly feel more analytical than they appear. Number 2. Aware of others' feelings versus aware of their own. Because the INFJ's feeling function is extroverted, they naturally tune into other people's moods and emotions. Because of this superpower, INFJs tend to have high levels of empathy. And it's no surprise that many of them pursue careers in therapy, social work, and counseling. The downside is INFJs may have a hard time discerning their own feelings. They may even absorb others' emotions and feel them as if they were their own. INFPs, on the other hand, naturally tune into their own feelings because their feeling function is introverted. Masters of emotion, they understand the human condition perhaps better than any other personality type. This superpower is often reflected in their art, writing, or other creative pursuits. This isn't to say that INFPs can't empathize with others. On the contrary, INFPs can easily imagine what others are going through. They often have a deep sense of concern for others, especially those who are hurting. And like INFJs, they may struggle with people-pleasing. Basically, if you feel that you march to the beat of your own drum, you're likely an INFP. But if you've always been very aware of other people's emotions and you feel responsible for them and sometimes even overwhelmed by them, you're more likely an INFJ. Number 3. Seeking insight versus exploring the human condition. The analytical INFJ is driven to seek insight. Their favorite topics to read and write about tend to be psychology, personal growth, spirituality, current events, and fictional stories that reveal human nature. This fits with the INFJ's tendency to observe, notice patterns, and make deductions. They interpret what they see and urge social or moral change when necessary. INFPs are more interested in exploring the human condition, the hardships, joys, and emotions behind the human experience. Still confused? Let us look at this as an example. Elsa, an INFJ, enjoys reading fiction that has a strong plot and a message or takeaway at the end. Her sister, Anna, an INFP, on the other hand, cares less about the drumbeat of plot, and instead enjoys spending time with characters and getting inside their heads. Number 4. Outer control versus inner control. Outwardly, INFJs tend to come across as organized and put together. As judges, they're generally orderly and on time, and they appreciate having a general plan for things. However, they may not feel together. Again, because their dominant introverted intuition is a perceiving function. Their internal landscape is actually more perceiver-like. Internally, INFJs are more open, flexible, and exploratory than they appear. For INFPs, it's the opposite. Outwardly, they appear flexible and willing to go with the flow. They care less about deadlines, schedules, plans, and keeping things neat and tidy. Inwardly, they're more judge-alike, that is, more rigid and structured. There's a saying in the MBTI world that if you find yourself thinking, "I'm not as put together as I seem," you might be an IJ personality type. But if you find yourself thinking, "I'm much more together than I appear," you might be an IP. And remember that personality type is not meant to be a box that limits you but rather a tool to help you grow. If you don't see yourself represented exactly in these descriptions, that's okay. So, was this video helpful? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and share with your friends, so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Also, be sure to check our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.